So Uber's actually banning riders for not wearing a mask? That's what we're talking about right now. Hey everyone, Chris here from Real Rideshare Stories. If you're new to the channel and you're looking for different things within the rideshare industry, whether it's updates to what's going on, news, tips and tricks for passengers and drivers, or what actually happens on real rideshare rides, start now by hitting that subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications. Also make sure to check the description below for other helpful information and tips. And if you'd like to help support this channel, you could become a channel member by hitting the join button next to the subscribe button or in the link in the description below. So Uber had its no mask, no ride policy since May, where they enforced masks for both riders and drivers and held drivers to a much higher standard by making them take selfies that they are wearing a mask. And it was kind of up in the air when it came to riders and if they were doing anything about riders who aren't wearing masks on a continual basis. Well, they just reported that they have banned 1,250 riders from the service for not wearing a mask. So here's an article that I'm going to be referencing from USA Today and also Uber in their own blog post, coming straight from the horse's mouth that they had done this. So maybe they're actually being not only a little more transparent, but giving both riders and drivers a little bit more equal playing field when it comes down to it. So the title of this article is called Uber Banned More Than 1,250 Riders for Not Adhering to Its Mask Policy, app says. Link will be in the description below, so if you want to read this in full, then you can. Going on, it says Uber's removed more than 1,250 riders from its platform for not adhering to its mask wearing rules, the company says, and it's expanding its tools to identify those who are intentionally defiant moving forward. So riders out there who are not wearing masks and have been reported already, you may have to start taking selfies, and if you continue not wearing a mask, you also may be booted from Uber's service. So it says the ride-hailing giant announced Thursday it began rolling out its mask verification feature across the US and Canada. This feature was first announced earlier this month, and I did a video talking about it as well. So it's pretty much only for those who have been having reports already that they weren't wearing a mask. They're going to have to use this feature in order to order an Uber. And if you have not had any problems with masks prior, you won't have to take a selfie verification. But if you live in New York City, you will no matter what, because it's just New York City's guidelines. So that is a whole different beast in itself. So it says it requires you to take a selfie with a mask on before your next ride if a driver flags you for not wearing face covering amid the pandemic. Heeding the advice of health officials, Uber kicked off its no mask, no ride policy in May in a bid to curb the spread of the outbreak while better protecting drivers and riders. Now the app sends you a reminder to put on a mask when you request a trip. In a new blog post, Uber doubled down on its rules and offered a status update on how its mask mandate is going. So Uber did say that they were going to be a little bit more transparent when it came down to it. And in certain circumstances, it looks like they actually are being somewhat transparent. But in all circumstances, that is far from the truth. But at least in this, we know that they are doing something. So it says, when we say no mask, no ride, we mean it. Uber titled the blog post, over 1,250 riders in the US and Canada have been removed from the Uber platform because of their failure to comply. Not only can drivers report you for not wearing a mask, they can turn you down for a ride, Uber says. The app will ask you to take a selfie with a mask on before you can request another car. And then going on to Uber's blog post, where it says holding riders accountable. This was actually updated 9 hours ago. So it says, when we say no mask, no ride, we mean it. And again, like I said, they're actually being a little bit transparent when it comes down to it. So they're pretty much spot on when they say no mask, no ride, and they're going to hold riders accountable. So for all those times that we see that notification in the app saying we care about your safety to the drivers, it sounds like they're actually taking the appropriate steps for once. So right here, it says, right here, we take your feedback seriously and firmly believe that shared accountability is needed to protect the safety and well-being of everyone. Riders in violation of our no mask, no ride policy have received multiple warnings and educational materials. In fact, since we implemented our mask policy in May, over 1,250 riders in the US and Canada have been removed from the Uber platform because of their failure to comply. We identified these riders and took appropriate action using feedback from drivers like you. So again, it's up to the drivers on reporting this. So leaving the feedback is simple by saying no face cover or mask, either before when you're canceling a ride because they're not, or if you took the trip and they took it off or anything like that, then you can also rate them 4 stars or lower and give that feedback. So those are just a couple of things when it comes down to it. So now this might be actually a good thing, but unfortunately, there's still that ability for riders to be able to make up a new profile account by using a Uber gift card and a fake name and all that good stuff, where they're still able to gain access to the platform. So it's not necessarily foolproof when it comes to this, but at least it's a step in the right direction where they are taking this seriously and actually deactivating riders who are not wearing masks on a repeated offending basis. Now, what are your thoughts on this? Do you think that this is a good thing? Do you think this is helping to level the playing field for both riders and drivers when it comes to health and safety? Comment below, let me know. And then also, do you think that this is going to be an effective thing, or do you think this is just kind of like smoke and mirrors because, again, a rider can make up a fake profile? Comment below and let me know. Now that's the end of the video. Make sure you hit that subscribe and ring the bell for notifications so you'll be notified every time a new video is uploaded. Also, if you'd like to help support the channel, you can become a channel member by hitting the join button either next to the subscribe button or a link in the description below. There are different tiers and there's different perks for being a member. So if you'd like to help support the channel, and all channel memberships will be going back into the channel, making it better for you and more enjoyable, more new things, a lot of different crazy stuff. So again, if you'd like to support the channel, you can by becoming a member. It's not mandatory, but greatly appreciated. Also, make sure to check the description below for other helpful information and tips. And as always, never drink and drive, always tip your drivers, your delivery drivers, and your shoppers, and we'll see you next time.